Greetings and welcome back to another episode of Heaven on Wheels. Today we're joined with Elder Revis Smith. Did I say that correctly, sir?
Elder Revis Smith, yes.
Elder Revis Smith.
Yes.
You didn't get a Tom or a John or you got Revis.
I got a Revis.
Okay, and tell me who you're with.
I'm the Secretary General of Health and Business for the Church of God in Christ worldwide and its consortiums.
And that's a big title. So for people who don't know what that means, what does that mean?
That means my responsibility is ensuring that we're moving in the right directions as far as health and wellness for the memberships, and also business accolades that would tie into the church and that would benefit us not only from an organization standpoint but from a membership standpoint as well.
We have a state, actually a nation called the United States of America.
Correct.
That we may need somebody like yourself. Are you available? So where are you from? Tell me where you're from.
I was born in Memphis. I've been a C.O.G.I.C member all of my life. I'm the fourth generation. Now today I have a home in Jacksonville, Florida, and one in Nashville, Tennessee.
Florida, nice weather there.
Very nice weather there.
So for listeners and viewers who may not know what C.O.G.I.C is, of course I know what it is. What is C.O.G.I.C?
C.O.G.I.C is the Church of God in Christ Incorporated.
Okay.
It's the largest African-American denomination and Pentecostal denomination in the world.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And we also have some great singers like the Clark sisters.
Clark sisters, Missy Elliott.
They come from there. Right. Now I hear that there are some things with health that you're going to explain what you have going on, and you're going to explain it to me just like you're explaining it to our listeners and viewers. So like I like to say, explain it to me like you explain it to a 4-year-old. So what do we have?
Well, first of all, for the first time in the history of the church in over 100 years, we've signed an exclusive contract with a company called Wellvana.
Okay.
And this is basically for our physicians. In the United States, we've lost a lot of physicians. We've lost a lot of community care centers in our communities. We don't have that center that's right around the corner anymore. And if we do, it's in disarray or need a lot of repair. We found out that our doctors are getting paid less than some of the docs they know that are doing the same thing, just in a different part of town. We have noticed that 17% of our men between the ages of 45 and 72, that's all that have had prostate exams in the last year. And we have so many things, but it's not because we're necessarily doing it on purpose, I think is a good way to put it.
Okay.
But it's because we haven't accepted the calling of caring as well. And I think it's that time. Our seniors are dying for no reason,
okay,
which could have been prevented. But we have to put our 5,168 physicians that we got to work. And
that's a big number. Say the number one more time.
5,168.
5,100. Okay.
Of our affiliate physicians that are members within the organization that we can use and put in this plan and consortium to make us a really valuable voice in the community. I mean, I could tell you some really shocking stuff.
Okay, I'm listening. Shocking things.
You know, like, for example, a physician in an underserved community may get $20 while the guy on Rodeo Drive gets $150 for the same thing.
Wow, wow.
So this company, Wellvana, is going to level the playing field on that because they're going to manage the contracts for the physicians, make sure they earn what they're supposed to earn, and then teach them about value-based, how to make more money to be more sufficient, more revenue rather, to be more sufficient. And now physicians can stay in the community because now they're financially sound. Then we pass it on next to how does that help our members? Well, it keeps the clinics open, nice clinics. It gets them into the clinics. You know, we get to spend time with them, and we get to look at those physicals a little bit more closely.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned members. So how do you become a member? How do you, I'm trying to break it down from the very beginning to.
There's a thing called open enrollment, and in some states you can do it all year round.
So this is
a
in
church
all 50
member,
states.
right? In all 50 states,
Okay.
a person 64 and 9 months can apply for Medicare Advantage.
Okay.
Through our organization, right? But here's the catch. If you stay on traditional Medicare, you're going to spend $68,000 more a year. $6,000 to $8,000 more a year. I will guarantee you.
Per year.
Per year.
Do you get to choose your own doctors, and do you get to choose how does this work?
Yeah, you can choose your own doctors, and you can basically choose your own plan. What we're trying to do is put clinics up in the system so people will go to the doctors that are qualified and that are good and that are going to do what we ask them to do.
So how does this work with something versus something like Obamacare?
It doesn't.
Or some other, you use Medicaid, so can you break down maybe 2 or 3 other programs and how this compares with the other programs?
Well, first of all, we're talking about Medicare.
Medicare.
The only time we would use Medicaid if there's a thing called dual. That's when a younger person is both on Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay.
Right? And they have to qualify for that. The Medicare Advantage plan is for seniors that are 64 and 9 months and above, right? Okay. And they get to choose the type of plan they want to be on. Pretty soon, the Wellbonna Interfaith Network will have its own plan for C.O.G.I.C.
So is this program for, you say C.O.G.I.C, is this for church folks? Is this for any folks? How does this work?
It starts out, it's definitely for interfaith members, but anybody can join it.
Does interfaith mean C.O.G.I.C?
Interfaith means basically any community-based faith. Or it could mean Baptist, could mean C.O.G.I.C, could mean Full Gospel, could mean Paul.
So we could say church.
Church, yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to get to.
Okay, so you're here in the wonderful town of Oakland,
right,
California, here with Pastor Parker, who's off camera, senior pastor, Church of All Faith. So what do you guys have brewing up your sleeves?
A lot. Okay. Now that I haven't got here. Sometimes I think more than I bargained for.
Let's keep it healthcare for the
for
our younger viewers. So what specifically are you guys?
We
cooking
came
up?
into town.
Okay.
This is where in the sunrise service we'll be announcing the Wellbonna Interfaith Network project. It will go live for the first time.
So you'll be announcing?
Yes.
Oh, say, give me your elevator pitch, which you're going to use tomorrow for the congregation. Do you know the elevator pitch? You're on the elevator, you're riding up with a big
I think the
executive.
biggest thing I'm going to say is we got a lot of work to do. It's going to be my motto.
Okay.
Along with the presiding bishop of the Church of God in Christ.
So do the church members already know what's going on? Or?
No.
So what are you going to say to give them a brief overview of what's going on?
I think the brief overview is basically going to be that we have a solution now. Okay. And it's up to us to activate that solution. But it's up to us as leaders. We took an oath, both biblically and organizational, to care for people and do what's right. And I think if I had anything to say, it's that we're going to put healthcare back in the hands of the community and the family. And I'm going to do that if it's the last thing I do, because that's what needs to be done.
Okay, so is this a program? Is there anything physical? Because I know the man off camera, he has grand visions for building buildings and for building things to put programs inside those buildings. So do you have any plans here, maybe for a clinic or maybe for a healthcare facility or maybe somewhere to treat people on site? Have you guys spoken about anything like that?
We talked in depth about that today, and I think that's going to carry on because of where we are. And there's so many options he has that we're going to continue those conversations and come up with something soon that is valuable for the community. But we want to do the right thing and make it so it can service the community well. Not that we found anything that popped up that was wrong or that could hinder it. But there's just so many ideas because it has such, be honest, which is such a wonderful location, and it's right in the heart of everything. I just think that we need to sit back and draw out these 4 or 5 options and look at them realistically and see which one is best.
You know, when they had the big reveal with Obamacare, I remember they had a website and they had these things where you go on, and have you guys talked about how you spread the word, or is it something that pastors meet and they talk about it? Do you go from church to church? Do you have a website? Are you on social media? What plan do you have to?
We will be doing all of that. For example, we're meeting with the payer partners. They'll be doing one set of marketing and sales pitch. I'm sure Wellvana will be doing their part to let the primary care doctors know how they can get involved with us. We will have catalogs. We will have the website, barcodes, and we're doing the grassroots where we're going church to church, jurisdiction to jurisdiction, and convention to convention. And we would certainly be doing all those things. We think it's going to be a very challenging year for us, mobile-wise, but we're ready to accept that to get it up off the ground. And like I said, we will be moving forward with all those avenues: radio, television, interviews, advertisement, the whole 9 yards. I mean, we're going to come out the gate swinging probably about the 21st of April.
Sounds nice. Sounds like you guys are ready. So what do you want to close out with, and what do you want people to know?
I think we as a community have to accept the fact that, one, we do have a lot of work to do. But I think the most important thing in that scope of what our job is we have to accept our calling, and caring is our calling. We speak about this all throughout the Bible, about what we should care. We must remember that John tells us in the book of John that, among all things, I wish that you prosper and be in good health so that your soul may prosper. I think we've kind of forgot that. When we talk about 87% of our church is overweight, when we talk about only 17% men have had prostate exams this year, when we talk about cancer will go undetected in almost 41% of our people until it reaches a stage where we cannot do anything about it and only God can. And when we talk about diabetes, that we have people walking around with a number higher than 300.
Wow.
That's where I've got to change this scenario. And I think in that message, we have to give these organizations the thing to make it work. And I think this is a time we really got to unify ourselves.
Well, awesome. I mean, this has been enlightening, and it's been a pleasure to meet you. And the next time I'm going to get Pastor Parker on so he can talk about the new great things you guys have coming up.
We'll start showing some stuff by middle of the year, so
that'll be awesome.
That'll be good.
Well, thanks again. It's been a pleasure.
Same here. Thank you all for having us.
I'm looking forward to our next time. This has been Heaven on Wheels. Remember, in all of your getting, get understanding.